Have you ever had animals causing trouble in your yard? At my home, we get raccoons, fox, possum, and about 100 stray cats. Our backyard is like an 8-lane highway for these animals most nights. They dig up the yard and leave their droppings all over the place. Now, I spend a lot of time taking care of our lawn, plus my kids play out there, so I'm not loving the situation. I don't have anything against animals, I just want them to respect the rules of my home if they're going to be hanging out at my place every night. If they can't do that, well,
it's go time.
My escalating battle led me to a smart home solution that just may chase away these critters once and for all. I'll show you what I used and how I did it in case it's just what you need. Let's do this. The raccoons are the biggest nuisance. At first, I considered more conventional methods to chase them away. Repellents, motion-activated lights, a fake owl. But when they started defecating directly on the owl, I knew I needed to get more creative. That's when I turned to my smart home. My backyard has an in-ground irrigation system with smart home control using Raccoons 3 Pro in my garage. I also have Unify Protect cameras around my property, and each camera has a motion sensor. I realized that I could use the cameras to detect animal motion at night and use that as a trigger to run my irrigation system for a brief moment. I figured the water or sound of the irrigation turning on would be enough to send them running. Let's take a look at how I did this using Home Assistant and if it actually worked. I'll also link to everything I'm using in the video description and even suggest alternative devices that may work better for you. To set this up, you'll need two things: some kind of motion sensor and a smart irrigation system or sprinkler. Let's start with the motion sensor. I have Unify Protect G4 bullet cameras pointing at different angles of my backyard. Using the Unify Protect integration in Home Assistant, I can get all kinds of data from these cameras, including different types of motion and audio detection. For this use case, the automation triggers when one of two cameras detects motion. However, you don't have to use a Unify security camera or any camera at all. You could just use the standalone outdoor motion sensor. I then have a series of conditions to ensure this automation only runs when I want it to. To start, I don't want it running when my family is playing outside. There would be an all-out mutiny against my smart home if I drenched the family in water every time they entered the yard. That's why I only have the automation run during hours when no one is out there. For the rare occasion that someone does need to go into the yard late at night, which 99% of the time would be me anyway, I have an input boolean that I can toggle on quickly in my smart home dashboard. If it's off, then the automation will run. I have another condition to not run this automation if my sprinkler is already running, and one more input boolean that, if on, disables all automations in my home. If all that passes the test, I get a notification on my phone with an image from the camera at the time of the animal intrusion, and then my irrigation system starts up. Now, I have a 5-zone irrigation system around my property, but I don't want all 5 zones turning on at once. Instead, I just have one zone turn on where the animals tend to be. After just 10 seconds, the irrigation system turns off. I'm not looking to water my lawn here, just send the raccoons on their way. You don't need an entire in-ground sprinkler system to do this though. You can get a smart hose timer, and if the hose is attached to a regular sprinkler, you can achieve a similar automation. So, did it work? Or is this just a losing battle? I ran this automation last spring, summer, and fall. Since I live in an area that gets temperatures below freezing, my irrigation system and outdoor water pipes are turned off in the winter. So depending upon where you live, this may not be a year-round solution. For the 7 months of the year that I was able to run this, the sound of the irrigation system rising out of the ground was enough to chase the animals away. The raccoons and the rest of their friends were consistently scared away by this smart home automation. Now, I'm not a big fan of raccoons given our ongoing battle, but I'll give them this. They are smart. Over time, I noticed the raccoons no longer entered my yard at their usual relaxed pace. Suddenly, it was like they only knew how to sprint across my yard, like they were expecting the irrigation system to turn on. Maybe it's a good thing that I can't run the automation year-round. The raccoons may learn to ignore it. While I didn't make the raccoons avoid my yard completely, it did train them not to linger. I'll take that as a win. Let me know in the comments if you've used smart home automations to deal with animals. If you're looking for smart home automation ideas to save on your energy bill, you'll want to check out this video here. Hit the like button if you found this helpful, and subscribe to the channel for tech reviews and tutorials that help you become more productive. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.